personal person of Caesar. So she was not agree. She was not happy with the plan of assassination of Caesar. So she cautious Brutus not to go ahead in this plan. But Brutus and Cassius, they would like to go ahead with the plan. Now here second day is now the 15th March. On this day, as we have to remember that soothsayer, that astrologer had said, beware of the Ides of March. Now that day arrived. Before the morning, Caesar's wife, Calphurnia, had a bad dream. What dream? She had a dream that some bad happening was going on in the dream with her husband Caesar. So it is very interesting that Shakespeare was believing in such type of superstition. He mentioned astrology. He mentioned bad dreams at night. So in the next morning, Caesar's wife Calphurnia said, please don't go to the Senate because something bad would happen to you. But Caesar said, nothing would happen, don't worry. So second time, Caesar ignored the superstition. First time when that soothsayer said about Ides of March. This is second time. Now the news of Caesar may not come to the Senate went to Brutus and to Cassius. So Cassius sent another conspirator to Caesar, and that conspirator met Caesar that please don't believe in such superstition. You are such a great king. This will not affect you. So Caesar is convinced that this fellow is right. He must go to the Senate. So now that day of 15th March is arrived. On this day, Caesar was going to be assassinated. So now the procession started. Caesar is on the way for the Senate. When he was on the way, again, second time, that soothsayer comes in the way. Again he said, please don't go. Today is the Ides of March. Means today is 15th March. And today is not a good day for you. Don't go ahead. Again, Caesar ignored him because now he thought that he will not be affected by this type of superstition. So Caesar goes ahead. The procession started, and the 15th March was running. Now Caesar went or reached the Senate. Caesar reached his palace, and in the palace he entered into the palace. Within a few minutes he was standing. He was accepting some request from one conspirator. And now this is very interesting scene, very major scene of the play Julius Caesar. Now the important event of the play is now coming. Caesar was standing surrounded by conspirators. Brutus, Casca, Cassius were all present. Caesar was standing in the middle. Brutus was behind him. Cassius was nearby behind him. And Caesar was accepting some letters from one conspirator. And suddenly the main event take place. Brutus from the backside of Caesar, and he, as they have planned, he killed by the knife. He assassinated Caesar with his knife. It is seen in the performance given here. So Caesar was assassinated. You can see the man behind Caesar is Brutus, and Brutus attacks Caesar. And when he looked back, Caesar was shocked that, oh, this is Brutus. He's a very confident man. So the famous speech given by Shakespeare, famous line given by Shakespeare, "You too brute." I repeat, "You too brute" means, oh my God, you too Brutus. You too Brutus means, oh Brutus, you are also involved in my assassination. My God, I can't believe. So with this word, Caesar was assassinated, and the famous scene took place, and Caesar was murdered. So all the audience present in the Senate were shocked, because now Caesar is no more. So after this, the procession with Caesar's dead body started. Now Mark Antony and Octavius all came there, and they saw that they feel shocked that Caesar was no more, and they knew that Brutus and Cassius assassinated Caesar. So when Mark Antony and Octavius, they joined the procession with these conspirators, with the dead body of Caesar, and in a grand speech Mark Antony and Octavius. They are standing with Cassius, Brutus, and the other conspirators who are responsible for the assassination of Caesar. And now Mark Antony plays a very Machiavelli role, sort of politician role here, when he said that they trust the conspirators. They trust the conspirators means they trust Brutus and Cassius. So they all together, Brutus, Cassius, Antony and Octavius. Now first Brutus and Cassius gave the speech. Romans and countrymen, Brutus said, friends, it was not the thing that we loved Caesar less. We loved Caesar more. But Rome and Roman people are more important for us. We loved Caesar more, but we love Rome also. We love Roman people also. So it was essential to assassinate Caesar. It was necessary for in the favor of Rome to murder Caesar. So Brutus, Cassius, they tried to convince the audience that why and how the assassination was essential for the goodness of Rome. As we have to convince the Rome people that Caesar was getting more and more power, so he must be stopped. So after their speech end, now it was Mark Antony, the politician type of main conspirator of Caesar. He said, and Shakespeare puts a very grand speech in the character of, in the form of Mark Antony. This speech is very famous. Like that speech, you too brute, means you are also involved in the assassination of Caesar. That type of quote here also we can find in the speech of Mark Antony. Mark Antony says, ladies and gentlemen, Romans and countrymen, lend me your ears. Now this is a sort of John Donne type of speech. We know John Donne, the poet of metaphysical poetry. When we say that, please listen to me. The John Donne style of saying is, lend me your ears. Not listen, please listen to me. Lend me your ears. So in this way, Shakespeare also uses the same form in drama. The poetic enjoyment in drama. Ladies and gentlemen, Romans and countrymen, lend me your ears. How the assassination of Caesar was essential. But now this Antony changed. He says that Caesar was a great man. He should not be murdered. And now people started rushing towards Cassius and Brutus. It was mob indiscipline. Antony made mob indisciplined, and the mob started against Caesar, against Cassius and Brutus. So now it is clear, one side Cassius, Brutus, and Antony and Octavius. So friends, if we conclude after this, in the end of the play, we see that Cassius commits suicide. Brutus puts himself on the sword. He also committed suicide. He gave his life. And when Brutus was no more, in the end of the play, Mark Antony said that this was the noblest Roman of all. So the character of in the play Julius Caesar, the character of Caesar and Brutus are very important. Critics have different views on Caesar and Brutus. Some said that whether it is a problem play or a play of problem, it is a different thing. Critics have many criticisms on this play, but Shakespeare wrote a very unforgettable play, Julius Caesar. It had a very grand influence, even today also. Among all 7 tragedies, Julius Caesar should be placed number 1 tragedy after, or number 2 tragedy after Othello. Othello is supposed to be the greatest of Shakespearean tragedies. So thank you friends for your kind patience. Thank you.
Sandhan, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.